The dust motes danced in the afternoon sunlight streaming through the hangar's grimy windows as Jennifer pushed open the massive door. 3 months had passed since her father's funeral, and she'd finally mustered the courage to sort through his belongings. Captain Marcus Chen had been a pilot, first for the Air Force, then for the early space colonization missions, and finally, as a private contractor for whoever needed cargo, moved between Earth and the outer settlements. "You sure you want to do this alone?" Alex asked, his footsteps echoing on the concrete floor behind her. Her younger brother had driven 6 hours to help, though Jennifer suspected he was more interested in finding their father's rumored stash of vintage spacecraft parts than offering emotional support. "I'm sure," Jennifer replied, surveying the cluttered space. Tarps covered mysterious shapes, tools hung on pegboards in chaotic arrangements, and stacks of equipment crates formed a maze throughout the cavernous building. Dad always said this hangar held his most important work. I need to know what he meant. They worked in companionable silence for hours, sorting through decades of accumulated materials. Most of it was mundane: spare parts for obsolete shuttles, old flight logs, containers of synthetic lubricants that had long since solidified. But as the sun began to set, Jennifer noticed something odd about the hangar's dimensions. "Alex," she called out, gesturing to the far wall. "Come look at this." Her brother approached, wiping grease from his hands. Jennifer pointed to the architectural blueprints she'd found in their father's office safe. According to these plans, this hangar should extend another 30 feet beyond that wall. Alex's eyes widened. A hidden room? It took them 20 minutes to find the entrance, a section of seemingly solid wall that pivoted on concealed hinges when they pressed the right sequence of rivets. The hidden chamber beyond made Jennifer's breath catch. In the center of the space sat a spacecraft unlike anything she'd ever seen. It was roughly the size of a small shuttle, but its hull shimmered with an iridescent quality that seemed to shift between metallic and organic. Alien script covered portions of the surface, interspersed with hastily welded human components, and her father's handwritten notes in permanent marker. "What the hell did Dad get himself into?" Alex whispered. Jennifer approached the vessel reverently, her hand trembling as she touched its surface. It was warm and responded to her touch with a subtle pulse of light. A holographic display flickered to life, and her father's face appeared, younger, less weathered than she remembered, but unmistakably him. "Jennifer, Alex," the recording began. "If you're seeing this, I'm gone, and you've found the redemption. 23 years ago, I was running cargo to Titan when I intercepted a distress beacon. I found this ship drifting near Saturn's rings. Its pilot, a being from a civilization called the Zenthari, dying from injuries sustained in what I later learned was humanity's first contact with hostile alien forces." Jennifer and Alex exchanged stunned glances as the recording continued. "The pilot's name was Ketheril. Before he died, he told me something that changed everything I thought I knew about humanity's place in the galaxy. The Zenthari have been watching us for 200 years, Jennifer. They've seen dozens of species emerge into spacefaring civilizations, but they'd never witnessed anything like humanity. We adapt too quickly, innovate too rapidly, and refuse to accept limitations that other species consider absolute." The hologram gestured to the ship. "Ketheril said humans were beautifully insane, while other species spent millennia perfecting their technology before venturing beyond their home systems. We jury-rigged our way to Mars with computers less powerful than a modern calculator. While others saw obstacles, we saw challenges to overcome. He said the hostile forces, the Devourers, fear us because we represent chaos in their ordered universe." Marcus's expression grew serious. "The Zenthari wanted to make contact officially, but the Devourers sabotaged the attempt. Ketheril gave me this ship and its technology, a gesture of faith in humanity's potential. I've spent 2 decades integrating our technology with theirs, creating something neither species could build alone. That's very human, isn't it? Taking something we don't fully understand and making it work anyway. Jennifer felt tears streaming down her face as her father's image smiled. The ship is yours now. I've left detailed instructions in the database, but honestly, I know you'll figure it out. You're my daughter. You've got that beautiful human stubbornness that drives you to solve impossible problems. The Zenthari are ready to make contact again, and the Devourers are still out there. But I'm not worried. If there's one thing humanity has proven throughout its history, it's that we thrive when the odds are against us. The recording ended, and the ship's systems hummed to life around them. Screens displayed navigation charts of the galaxy, communication protocols, and weapon systems that blended Zenthari elegance with human practicality. Alex laughed, a slightly hysterical sound. Dad wants us to save the galaxy with an alien hot rod he built in his garage? Jennifer smiled through her tears, running her hands over the control panel. It responded to her touch intuitively, as if recognizing something inherently human in her approach, the willingness to try, to adapt, to make impossible things possible. "No," she said, her voice steady with newfound purpose. "He wants us to show the galaxy what humans do best, take something broken and make it fly." As the hangar filled with the thrumming power of two civilizations' combined ingenuity, Jennifer understood her father's final lesson. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't superior technology or ancient wisdom. It was the audacious belief that limitations were merely suggestions, that failure was just a step toward success, and that a species crazy enough to strap themselves to controlled explosions to reach the stars was exactly crazy enough to change the galaxy forever. The redemption lifted silently off the ground, and Jennifer Chen smiled.